in terms of a deal, if Donald Trump says we've agreed with Putin in Alaska to the framework of a rough deal, solidified and, needs to turn into a treaty at some point. But in the interim, if Zelensky rejects that, then you could have political chaos in Ukraine, because already there's a level of discontent in Ukraine that's palpable. And a lot of potential presidential candidates have emerged. And old voices are emerging. So before it was Poroshenko. He was making his sales pitch a few months ago, going out in the Western media. He's clearly auditioning to see if there's any interest. Then you have Zelensky, probably a non-starter. If it was, and it would have to be a rigged election. Medvedchuk, probably not, too pro-Russian. Then you have Yulia Tymoshenko has emerged, and she's taking the sovereignty platform. We shouldn't allow excessive meddling by the U.S. and foreign countries in Ukrainian affairs. So this is interesting. Then you have Alexei Arestovich. He's doing the high-profile podcast circuit in America. He's probably too pro-Russian or too neutral or too objective to be accepted by the Americans. You have Oleksandr Dubinsky, who's in jail, who is a type of an anti-Zelensky Nelson Mandela type character, and who himself was a very credible and accomplished anti-corruption campaigner and politician in Ukraine. And then you have the British pick, which is Valery Zaluzhny. And he is ready to be parachuted into Kiev to control the military and somehow bring confidence to an unstable situation. A Zelensky departure would leave in Ukraine. So there's competing forces there. And so that chaos could destabilize. Already you have Klitschko saying bad things about Zelensky in the media. So the solidarity looks like it's disappearing. Plus, the U.S. is pumping money in there. It's become very corrupt. Russia knows that there's dissident movements in Ukraine, anti-Zelensky, anti-conscription, pro-Russian. And there's even elements of the far right that are against Zelensky, and they're in effect allying with the pro-Russian dissidents. You see, they both want regime change. Over time, this is just going to increase. These types of movements and issues are going to be long-term, no matter what happens now. So Russia could just as easily go through the motions of these pseudo negotiations, watch the situation deteriorate over time in Ukraine. The U.S. and Trump are confused. They don't know what they're going to do. I can't see a definitive direction until Trump leaves office. And meanwhile, Russia is knocking on the door of the Dnieper River, and that's a game changer strategically. And so I think now Russia is really kind of in control of the political, the diplomatic, and the military arenas. But they're playing it very cool and not being bombastic. It's undeniable Russia is in the ascendancy militarily.